What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I did not have a video yesterday, so starting from a clean slate today. Hopefully we have a good day today. I will say tonight's NBA slate is horrendous, and we'll go ahead and take a little look at these games first. But before we jump into anything, I want to go ahead and give away a free month of VIP that I do in every single video. If this video today gets 150 likes, I will pick a random comment down below to win a free month of VIP. So make sure you guys leave a like on the video, drop a comment down below, and make sure you guys are subscribed. You have to be subscribed to win. So let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. Winner is going to be, or from the day before yesterday, Quentin Chisholm. He said, let's cash. So Quentin, send me a message on Discord, man. You got a free month of VIP. I appreciate the love and support, my man. And from everybody that's leaving comments down below, I do appreciate it. And yeah, send me a message, dude. You got a free month of VIP. And if you guys do want to get all of our plays, you can pay through our WAP or our Patreon. Either one of these, they're just payment platforms pretty much, so whichever one you prefer you can use. But they both send you to our paid section of our Discord server. Our Discord is absolutely free to join, so if you guys would like to be a part of the community, would love to have you guys in it. And yeah, guys, link for that's down in the description as well. I do want to say, I do apologize for no free picks yesterday. Everything that I had. I have a little list before I got off work. I worked night shift again. Had a little list of about 5 props. Every single one of them was bumped. One of them was bumped by 2. I was like, there's no, I mean, I was tired, and at that point, I didn't want to come up with another list and research for 2 hours before getting a little bit of sleep. So, yes, I did miss a video yesterday. I do apologize. But we're back today. Hopefully we have us a good day today. Taking a look at this NBA slate for today. So let's click the games here. So we have Raptors versus the Heat, Pistons versus Celtics, and Kings versus Pelicans. Those are our 3 games today. I will say Heat Raptors is a possible blowout. Celtics Pistons possible blowout. Pelicans Kings, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but man, Kings are -5.5 favorites. Pelicans are missing both Zion and Ingram tonight, so who knows, man. That one could be a blowout. I personally think Raptors and Heat could stay kind of close. I will say Bam and Butler step up for big games and important games. This being a regular season game, I don't know that Bam and Butler are going to have their 40 PRA games they've been having. So I don't know if this was going to be a blowout. I actually kind of like that game the best out of the 3. I could see the Pelicans getting killed, and I could see the Pistons getting killed. But we're going to go ahead, and we're going to look over this slate, guys. So I do have 4 NBA plays as well as 2 NFL plays for tonight's game, the Rams versus the Niners. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into these free picks for today. So the first pick of the day, I'm going to actually jump over to this Pelicans game. We're going to look at the Kings and the Pelicans and the matchups that I like. So I got 2 plays that I like from this game. Both are from the Pelicans side of things. I didn't touch anything from the Kings because the Kings have a lot of mouths to feed right now. You got DeRozan, you got Sabonis, you got Fox, and now you have Malik Monk, who has been killing it the last few games, and he's cashed me out 3 or 4 times in a row. So that being said, I did stay away from the Kings because this game could be a blowout, and with that many mouths to feed, there could be a lot of unders, and I'm just going to stay away from them. We'll see what happens. But regardless, man, first pick of the day is going to be for our man DeJounte Murray. So taking Murray today over rebounds and assists. Now, I like this play without Zion and without Ingram a lot. I think CJ is going to have a good game tonight. Let me find rebounds and assists. So I got this line at 12.5. If you want to take it at 13.5, you can. It is -140 on Caesars, or almost -150 now. So it looks like it did get bumped quite a bit. That was -130 like 30 minutes ago. So it's already went up to -148 odds, which means payout's going to be a little bit lower on this play. You can play him at 13.5. Looking at him at 12.5 on the season, he's cashed it 5 of 8 games. He's averaging right at 13 RA on the season. Head to head, he's cashed it 1 of his last 2 versus the Kings. None of them from this season, obviously. Looking at the matchup for the Kings, Kings give up 5th in the league in rebounds, 12th in the league in assists. If you go to the guard positions, a lot of assists to point guard, not many rebounds at all. Shooting guard is middle of the pack assists, low amount of rebounds, so 8th in the league in rebounds allowed. So not a lot going on here in terms of stats for rebounds and assists. I'm mainly looking at this due to the injury. So you look at this, obviously, you got Brandon Ingram. You can see here Zion's out, so 2 of the star players are out. The Pelicans are probably going to struggle here tonight, and obviously I think Murray and McCollum are going to be the 2 to target. If you want to take Murray over points, rebounds, and assists, PRA, whatever you can, fantasy maybe, I don't know, but I'm locking in his rebounds and assists. I think he's going to be a little bit of a facilitator tonight, and I do like this play. So 12.5 is what I got him locked in at. You can take him up to 13.5 if you want. The reason I don't touch this 13.5 is plus money. If you want to play plus money on a sports book, you can at plus 110. But if you take this on an app like CHALKBOARD or UNDERDOG or something, I don't like the 13.5 nearly as much. I'd straight bet this before I did anything. Before I parlayed it at the plus 110 odds. Because plus 110 odds is good on this. If you're going down 1 and then going all the way to minus 150, really good value. But I'm locking in at 12.5. 12.5 is what I'm going to use as a free pick if you want to tell Murray. Obviously, this play at minus 148 is not on Prizepicks. You could have seen the 13.5 is not on Prizepicks at all. They don't have anything for our man Murray in terms of rebounds and assists. You can individually play the props at 5.5 boards or 7.5 assists. That one's risky in my opinion just because there's some games he has 10 rebounds and there's some games he has 11 assists. So you got to figure out which game he's going to have because sometimes he doesn't have many rebounds. He has a lot of assists. Vice versa. He has a lot of assists and not as many rebounds. But I locked him in. Rebounds and assists. You can as well if you want. You can get it on CHALKBOARD or a Parlay play, I believe, has this play. Let's go ahead and check. If you guys do want a free month of our VIP, you can sign up through CHALKBOARD or Sleeper. Let's go through the apps. So you got Sleeper, you got CHALKBOARD, you got a Parlay Play, you got Underdog, you got DGF, and you have Better. Any of those gives you a free month of VIP as long as you leave a deposit. I show Parlay Play in these videos because not many people have it, and they actually have a website that I can actually show props in. But let's come down here to rebounds and assists. They do have them at 13.5 at 1.99x to go over. So if you could play that on here with a parlay if you want. Personally, I don't think that's a good play without running like a straight bet or something. But anyways, it is there if you do want to risk a big payout on the slip. But I got Murray at 12.5. I'm locking him in. If you guys want to fade it, I do think tonight's going to be a slate that you should play light on. Don't play big on this slate because lots of blowout potential, lots of unknowns going on, and I'm not going to put a lot of bread on this slate personally. But that's pick number 1. Pick number 2 of the day, we're going to jump over to the Celtics and the Pistons. This is a game that could be a blowout, but Detroit has kept almost every single game versus Boston close. Now, that don't mean they're going to do it here tonight. Obviously, Boston, in my opinion, is a far superior team. But we're taking our man Cade Cunningham, and I'm taking his rebounds and assists as well on over here. So I got him at 15.5. Now, this line, you can get him to play his points prop if you want. I think he's going to have a good game in terms of points as well. But I like his rebounds and assists just because of how consistent he has been lately. So you can look at his last 14 games. He's cashed this line in 13 of 14. Now, there's been a few of those games where he's got right at 16, so he's barely covered this line, and he could have been luck getting those last couple of rebounds or a couple of assists, whatever. But regardless, man, I like this line. Head-to-head, he's cashed this 2 of his last 4 versus the Celtics. Both games this season he's cashed this. He had 16 his first game back in October, and then a few days ago, or about a week ago, he had 23 RA with 14 assists. So cashed it in assists alone. Come over here to injury news. Tatum is game time decision. If Tatum sits, that makes this game a lot closer, obviously. But I could see him play. So we'll see what happens with Tatum. That does matter a lot, obviously, for the spread and stuff. I think the Celtics right now are at minus 12.5 favorites. So this game's predicted to be pretty much a blowout. And I do still think K's going to cash this line for us. I think they keep this game close. Let's go ahead and look at these matchups real quick. You see the last game they played, it was 120 to 130. They didn't get blew out. The game before that, it was 124 to 118. They didn't get blew out. The game before that, it was 129 to 102. So they got blew out in the third game. But that fourth game was 122 to 128. So they have lost every single game, but 3 of the 4 were close games and not blowouts. So I'm going to hope that happens here tonight. Obviously, play light on this game as well. And I got Cade Cunningham at 15.5. Now, you can see the odds here are minus 108, and you can't get this on Prizepicks as well. But minus 108 odds on FanDuel is going to be your best bet on this play. And I think that's a pretty good value play right there. So if you want to buy it down to 14.5, you can buy it down to 14.5 RA as well. Obviously, I like that play better. I think he's going to cash it. I think you can get it down to 13.5 on CHALKBOARD for 1.3x. And at 13.5, this play is really, really good. He's cashed at 15 of 21 games, which is 71%. So regardless of what you want to do, play around the prop if you want. It's minus 310 odds to play it at 13.5, which I wouldn't play that, obviously, on the sports book unless you're going to parlay it. But I do like this play for our man, Cade Cunningham. 15.5 rebounds and assists as pick number 2 of the day. So jumping into our third play, we're jumping over the Toronto game, taking the Raptors versus the Heat. This is one of my favorite props, man. So if you look at this game, Scotty Barnes is missing for Toronto. That leads R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Grady Dick. You got a few players that could step up tonight. I personally think it's going to be either Barrett or Poeltl, and I like the Poeltl play. So Poeltl, we played his PRA the other day. at 28.5. He chalked this with 27. I think he actually took an assist or a rebound away at the end of the game. So actually, I think he was at 28. So he chalked us by about 3. Tonight, I love this play. So I'm taking Pirtle's Goblin. I like his original line. It's 29.5 on some platforms. Some platforms have it at 28.5. I play the 28.5. I won't touch the 29.5 personally, but I'm getting him at 24.5. This one is on Prizepicks now. You can see out of his last 10, he's cashed it 8 of his last 10. He's cashed it 16 of 24 games this season. He's averaging 30 PRA on the season so far. If you look at Miami, Miami gives up tons of rebounds and assist stats. They give up 7th in the league in points, so it's going to be a pretty slow pace. Miami is, obviously. But they do give up a lot of rebounds and a lot of assists. If you go to the center position, 11th in points, 22nd rebounds, 17 assists. So a lot of stats given up to the center position as well. Obviously, if Bam's feeling lazy, Pirtle might be able to eat tonight. Pirtle's had a couple games where he's come close to 50 PRA. He's actually cashed this line 5 straight games. Love this play for our man Pirtle, man, at 24 and a half. Daggone, man, I'm struggling. But we got Jakob Pirtle. He is 24.5 over here on Prizepicks if you want to tell it there. I'm not sure what you can buy him down to over here on Parlay Play. But yeah, you can get him at 24.5 on Parlay Play as well. 29.5. He's 28.5 on Chalkboard. So I'd look at him on Chalkboard. I think it's like a 1.66x payout or something at 28.5. I'd play it there before I take the higher payout at 29.5 personally, because I think the odds are a lot higher to hit. But Jakob Pirtle, 24.5 PRA. Goblin is going to be our next pick. And then jumping back over to the Pelicans game. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should have just kept them both on the Pelicans. It's a little unorganized on my little list I have over here. But CJ McCollum. So I like McCollum's points prop. 21.5. It's a regular line. This line, it's going to be sweaty. I don't think this is going to be one where he drops 40 points. But he could. This could be one of those pop-off games for McCollum. They're missing both Zion and Ingram. If you look at McCollum, he's averaging 18.4 shot attempts on the season regardless. Now, a lot of these Zions are out. A lot of them were Ingram are out. But some of these games, one of them versus Atlanta, he had 26. Now, this game, I think, is going to... I hope it's not a blowout, man. It's got the closest spread out of any of the games. It's -5.5 favorites for the Kings. I'm hoping they can keep it close. If this game gets ugly, McCollum's going to chalk, in my opinion. But if they keep this game close, I think McCollum's going to get it. So he's cashed at 6 of 12, 50% on the season. Head-to-head, he's cashed at 2 of his last 4 games versus the Kings. He did have 2 games where he dropped over 30, and he was only averaging 14 attempts in those games. So if you take away this last game where he only had 18, 16, and 14. He's still averaging around 16, right at 16 on these out of these 3 games combined. So not as many shot attempts versus the Kings, but this season he is shooting almost 19 attempts a game. Last season on total it was around 16, so he stayed around the same number. So he's getting more shot attempts this season due to the injuries. But I do think McCollum's going to have a good game here tonight at 21.5 points. I'm going to risk it. -115 odds if you want a straight bet. It's going to be the best one over on DraftKings. Obviously, it's -119 on Prizepicks, -120 on Underdog. They keep those lines around the same. But McCollum is over here. We're going to pull it up and show you. He is obviously on Prizepicks at 21.5 if you want to lock him in there as well. But that is our 4th pick, final pick for NBA. Let's go ahead and see what he is over here on Parlay Play first before I hop into NFL. But yeah, you can get him at 21.5. You can get him at 19.5. I like that 19.5 line for 1.5x as well. You compare that with another like 1.5x and have a pretty good payout on a slip. It's probably what I'll end up doing too. I'm playing on a chalkboard, a Parlay Play, or even sleeper. But that is our 4th and final pick for NBA. Hopefully we can sweep. Once again, guys, if you skip through the video, play light on this slate. There could be 3 blowout games. The potential is definitely there. I'm hoping it's not, but this is one of those ugly slates that could leave us really upset after all the blowouts. But anyways, let's jump over to NFL. I got 2 goblins in NFL. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. There's not a lot I like on NFL. I'm targeting 2 players from the Niners game. I do like Stafford tonight too. I think Stafford's going to have a good game, but I like Brock Purdy and I like George Kittle a little bit better. So let's jump over here to NFL. NFL, we're going to pull up Brock Purdy. I don't know why I decided to pull it up on Prizepicks first. My mind's not working correctly. But anyways, I like Purdy pass yards. So, okay, I was looking at 274, and it scared me for a minute. So, I like his original line. 253 is high. That's pushing it. But we'll go over why it's okay here in a minute. Personally, I will be running one of these 2 goblins. So, either 224 or 199.5, depending on what I pair it with. So, I'm going to lock in 199.5 as the safe one. Personally, I think he covers that regardless. I think that's going to be a very safe play, and I think it's something that if you want to do a little double up slip would be nice for our man Purdy. But I got Brock Purdy. We're just going to take his passing. I'm just going to click one and click passing yards. So passing yards, if you took him at 199.5, you can see he's cashed at 8 of his last 10. He's cashed at 10 to 12 games on the season. Cashed at 18 of 19 games last season. He's going to cash this line, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to go under at all. Looking at the Rams give up 24th in the league in passing yards allowed at 225 passing yards per game. You can scroll down here. You can change this to defense. You can change the San Francisco to offense, and you can look, both passing and rushing yards are in San Francisco's favor. They give up 24th in the league in passing yards allowed and 28th in rushing yards. So they give up a ton of rushing yards as well. They don't have a very good defense in terms of yardage allowed, and you can look at passing and rushing, both 7th for San Francisco on the offense. So they have just as good of a rushing as they do passing offense. They do throw the ball 52% of the time, run the ball 48% of the time. But here's the deal, man. Both Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey are out tonight, injuries. And then if you come over here, I mean, they got tons of injuries on the team. But third string running back is also possibly going to be sitting tonight. So looking at that, man, it's a little bit scary. You got Isaac Guerrero right here, questionable. If he is out, man, they don't have really anybody to run the ball. They got Taylor. Taylor could run the ball, would obviously be getting some snaps. And then who was it? The Debo Samuel that runs the ball sometimes. Oh, I'm tripping a little bit here. But yeah, so you got Samuel, who had 5 rush attempts his last game when McCaffrey got hurt. Taylor obviously had 7, and then Guerrero had 15 with 78 rushing yards. So if Guerrero plays, maybe he's a good play to target. I don't know what his line's at because they don't even have his line posted. But same thing for Taylor. Taylor's not posted. You can't play any rushing yards other than Debo Samuel over here on the San Francisco side of things. So looking at that, man, I do think they're going to have to air the ball out tonight, especially if Isaac sits. Now, that being said, who knows if they do end up having their third string running back sit as well, then obviously the Rams are going to know that. Maybe they play a better passing defense. We'll see how things go here, but I do think Brock Purdy is going to be the safest play tonight on the San Francisco side of things at 199 pass yards or 224.5 pass yards. I think he's going to cash his original line as well. I think this game's going to be a close game. Looking at the total for this game, the total's sitting at let me see, 49.5. So high scoring game, -3 spread with Niners being favored playing at home. So do think it's going to be a close game. Think it's going to be a good game. I do think Brock Purdy's going to cover his passing yards, whichever one you take. I won't take his demon at 274.5, but he could throw for 300. It won't surprise me. He threw for 325 his last game versus the Bears. So look at that, man. That's what I'm locking in, Brock Purdy. And then obviously second pick, I think I already said that. It's going to be for our man George Kittle. I'm taking Kittle receptions. Now his original line's at 4.5. I bought it down to 3.5. That's why I said this is a guideline. It's not a play that you can play on any other platform other than like Chalkboard. Maybe it's on Parlay Play. We'll check here in a second. But taking the reception down to 3.5. Now it shows -137 on Prizepicks, which if that is actually right, which is a killer value, and I will be nuking that personally. But anyways, looking at this play, he's cashed at 8 of his last 10 games. He's cashed at 9 of 11 on the season. Now he's averaging 5 receptions per game. Head-to-head, he had 3 his last game versus the Rams last season. You can't come down here. He's averaging 6.1 targets per game and 5 receptions. Been a lot of these games where he's had 8, 7, and 12 receptions, or targets, I mean. But getting around 5 catches a game, I think 4 is going to be really safe for him. He's catching 84% of passes thrown to him. Looking at the receptions defense for the Rams, give up 9th in the league, around 20 receptions per game. Versus tight end, it goes way up. So they give up almost 6 receptions a game versus the tight end. Kittle, obviously, really good tight end. He's going to get some receptions tonight. Love this play. I think he has a good game. I think his receiving yards is another safe play if you want to play his receiving yards. They are at 59.5. I think he's going to cover that line personally. If you want to lock it in, you can. But head-to-head last game he had 30 versus the Rams. But regardless, man, receptions is what I got locked in at 3.5 for the free picks. I think there's some obviously some different routes you can go with this play if you want, but it's totally up to you guys. So that is our final play of the day, and I'm going to go ahead and check and see if Kittle is over here on Parlay Play. Kittle, do they have receptions? You can't get his receptions down to 3.5. Now, at 4.5, it's a 1.8x on parlay play, which is a really good payout if you want to play it there. But I do think it's a lot more risky. 5 receptions. I think he's going to get 5 or 6 targets. I think he gets at least 6 targets tonight. I personally do. Now, that being said, if he catches 5 of them, I don't know. So, we'll see how the passing defense for the Rams are tonight. But Kittle at 4, I think safe. And I've got him locked in. I want to go and check Kittle over here, receptions for Prizepicks to see if it is. So, they have it at 3.5. If you play it with a regular line, what does that pay out? 2.25x. I'll be playing that a lot, I think. So that's a pretty good payout. Usually, a lot of these are just going to be a 2x. If you get one of the higher paying goblins, it'll go to a 2 and a 2.25x, which is good value here for Kittle. I like that play. I'll probably be locking it in on Prizepicks as well, but either Prizepicks or CHALKBOARD. I know it's on CHALKBOARD as well. I'll have to see which one pays out more, and I'll be choosing accordingly. But anyways, those are our plays for today, guys. Hopefully, we can catch you guys out. I like the NFL game. Obviously, we already went over it, and the NBA slate's kind of ugly. So, like I said, once again, play light. We got a big slate tomorrow. I'm not sure how many games it is. I think it's like 10 games tomorrow. So 3, 6, 8 NBA games tomorrow. Save your bread for Flex Friday and for that big slate. And I think it'll be a little bit better. But anyways, guys, hope you have an awesome day. Leave a like and comment in the video for a chance at free VIP. If you guys want to try out this platform right here for free, it is called OUTLIER.bet. We have a 7-day free trial down below. But anyways, guys, hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see y'all in the next one.